she's not the kind of person that would come in and say, I'm the first woman here, so you need to honor me in a sense. She loves the building industry, and she doesn't come at you with that type of a remark. She comes to you as, I'm here as someone who wants to help get this project done and get it done correctly.
When she started her career back in the 70s to work for Hoffman doing project management, you know, one of the things that she learned early on, and she carries that through to today, is to know the facts. You know, and before you start opening your mouth about whatever the issue is, know the facts. And she's very good at that. She digs out the facts and applies them, and she wins a lot of arguments that way.
I think Jan's skills are very strong in details and very good communication. Without those skills, you couldn't survive in a large construction company or in a great business like she has today in remodeling and new construction. You need to have all the fine details in the beginning, and you do have to sweat the small stuff, which she does, because if you don't, at the end, the one little thing you missed is going to cause a lot of grief.
She's a person that wants to do well. And so she's going to get in with a wide spectrum of personalities, and she's going to lead where it's necessary, and she's going to play a supportive role when it's necessary.
Well, the one word obviously is obedience. And I kind of joked with Jan before about, isn't it so much easier training your dog than it is training your children? And any dog trainer will agree with that statement.
I think Jan is a very competitive person and likes to win. If you walk in her office, you'll see all the blue ribbons, so you need to like blue.
Well, if you've ever noticed Jan working with Chloe, the dog has focus and pays attention really well. And that's one lesson that I missed. I probably would get into trouble if she was trying to teach me new tricks. Old dogs don't learn new tricks very well.
I think Jan's leadership skills as it relates to this job she's taking on as HBA president are pretty obvious to anybody that's worked with her. She's accessible, she's open, she's very, very bright, she reads, she thinks, she studies issues, and she's not hesitant to make a decision. And those are all qualities that we look for in someone to lead an association. I think Portland's is due for a great year.
Jan is extremely dedicated and level-headed person. She looks at the whole situation. She considers other people's opinions and where they're coming from before she makes a statement, typically. So some might find her to be a little quieter, but she's thinking and analyzing the situation at all times.
I think that Jan will be an excellent HBA president. I think the skills that she brings to the table are intense organizational skills. She's one of the most organized people that I've ever met. And she's a very focused individual. She does a wonderful job of being able to synthesize a group of information and putting it into a coherent plan.
One of the things, obviously, that I admire about Jan is that she's a woman. And I think, you know, being a woman and being in leadership and to accomplish what she's accomplished and to be going in as the president of the Home Builders Association says a lot about who she is and her determination, and that she can play with the big boys.
One can set Jan apart from many other builders by two words: organization and calmness. Her calm demeanor is one that allows her to get through any troubles that the client might have and keeps the client calm. But even more important are her organizational skills. When we get a communication from Jan, in the old days we used to get a fax from Jan. The next day we would get a letter from Jan, and then the following day we'd get a phone call from Jan, if not a visit from Jan, just to make sure that there was no questions about the fax or no questions about the letter, and everybody was on exactly the same page. As a result, all of Jan's projects run like a clock. It's incredible.
Attention to detail.
She takes notes, and she files them, and she refers back to them during the course of a meeting. So if you're in a meeting with Jan, you've got to be on your game.
She's very high honesty and integrity, and she's very, very thorough. She pays attention to details. I know her clients are her biggest concern.
I don't want to come across like Jan and I have been sharing all sorts of secrets, but I do know for a fact that her secret ambition is to be president of the State Home Builders Association, and this Portland gig is just kind of a warm-up. I hope I'm right. You'd be great, Jan.
I think it has to do with a really big White House. We all know there's going to be a woman president pretty soon. She's already got the dog. And as good as she is with bringing a group of people together that don't even know each other, may not work well together, she always manages to get them on track, gets the end result, everybody comes out happy, and I think she'd do a great job.
Relax, take it all in, think about your experiences previously and how you're going to interject that into the association. You've been on the other side as a member, and keep that focus. This is an association for the members, and if you're looking out for them, then you're doing the right things.
Jan, I think I'd look at it as a year-long project, and you already probably know some of the things you want to accomplish. So if you can get everybody on task like you will, and at the end of that, I think you're going to see that you've completed the part of that project that you needed to do. And it'll be successful, and the HBA will be a much better place for it.
This year as president, rely on some of your other officers to help you with the day-to-day management of this association. I think that'll go a long way to making you have a very successful year as president of the Home Builders.
Just stay who you are, remain the friendly lady that you are. I know that you can do it without any doubt in my mind at all. Everybody's going to benefit from this. I know that for a fact.
Jan, I'm not sure there's enough advice. This is like herding cats. I think the most important thing that an HBA president can do is stay the course and don't take other people's neurology personally.
Her year as HBA president should be fun, and she should delegate a lot to her fellow officers and have a great time as president, and she's going to be a very good one.
One thing I've always admired is how you keep in mind the value of the membership across the board, whether you're an associate member, an affiliate member, a builder member, a developer member. You're very well rounded, and you've always been an advocate for the different types of members that we serve, and I would hope that you continue that and champion that as your presidency.
Jan's a good, sincere person, and I think she'll do great as the president of the Home Builders Association.
Set your sights on where you want to go, and hang in there. If you are communicative to the officers and the rest of the board, you will succeed.
Oh, relax. You know, she is nervous about taking that position, but I know she's going to do a great job, and she just needs to relax. She is among friends here, and I don't think anything will go wrong.